Schneider Electric's Plant Structure Process Expert system offers an integrated software environment for engineering, operation, and maintenance of automated systems. We will use Process Expert to create, generate, and deploy a motor application. Process Expert consists of a system server, which manages system data, manages the software participant activity, and manages requests from all of the clients. The engineering client provides an integrated, object-oriented user interface to create, deploy, and maintain a Process Expert system. And the operation clients provide user interfaces that allow you to monitor, control, troubleshoot, and maintain the processes. We'll use Process Expert Engineering Client to create our system. Right-click, Create System. We'll name our system Process Expert. A system consists of three distinct explorers. The application is where the process engineer models the process hierarchy and functionality. The topology is where the project manager defines hardware and software infrastructure, including controllers, devices, networks, and station nodes. And the project is where the controls engineers implement the process using the control and supervision participants. So let's define the application. Open Application, and under the General Purpose Library, the Process Control Modules, On-Off, we'll find a motor. Select the motor, drag, and drop it to the application. If you double-click, you'll get the properties of the motor that are available to you in the control and supervision participants. That's the application. The next step, right-click on the system and open the topology. In the topology, right-click, let's start with the network. You can have several networks, but in our case we'll just have one, My Local Area Network. Next, we'll create a station node. We'll call this Server Class Machine. And we'll misspell it. But we can correct that. So if we explore down into the station node, we'll see our network interface module. So we can double click and we can change the IP address. Our network interface card is configured. The server is also going to house the OPC factory server for connection to the controllers, and it will house the alarm, trend, and reporting servers. The last step with each station node is to physically connect it to the network. Next, right-click in the topology, and we'll create the controller. We'll call this motor object. Right-click the controller to configure. first step is to configure the controller to the specific controller we're going to use for this application. We're going to use a controller with Modbus serial, Modbus Ethernet. We'll make that change. We'll also define the communication Ethernet network. Ethernet. OK. Select the Ethernet network. It's tied to a controller. And we'll assign it an IP address. Next step will be to connect the communication to the physical port. Ethernet. And you can see we're connected. So we've configured the controller and the Ethernet network. We didn't put any I/O for the purpose of time in this video. Next, with the controller, we physically connect it to our network. And that's the topology. In the next video, we'll configure the project.